In the past 10 years, I've put in roughly 6,000 hours into both Destiny and Destiny 2. Was it worth it? No. Hey guys, my name is Nox or Micah. Welcome to the channel. I don't usually make videos like this, but I kind of wanted to. I just want to start by saying this is not a direct attack on Destiny or Bungie, rather why I don't think the game is good in comparison to other time sync games. Not in the long run, at least. When I say other time sync games, I really mean MMOs, which seems kind of unfair to talk about with Destiny, but you gotta remember, Bungie themselves call the game an MMO. In regards to other MMOs like New World, Destiny sucks balls. It kind of hurts me to say because it's not just my favorite game, but it's also one of the best feeling games I've ever played. Not to mention, the game used to be pretty close to perfect more than once in its lifetime. I can think of 2 times and arguably 3. You gotta think back to Age of Triumph or Forsaken as a whole, and arguably when Destiny came out with the 30th anniversary. That was going in a really good direction. It felt good again. We, as a community, got a real Destiny experience. The Destiny experience. Age of Triumph is probably better than the other 2, all things considered, in its time frame back in 2017. But I'm sure most of us would agree that Forsaken is the peak that the franchise has ever been in. And who knows, maybe it'll get back to that one day. We don't know. Bungie could do a complete 180. But the recent years haven't been like that. The past, I don't know, 3 years? There's some things to blame, some fingers to point, but I just really want to say why I personally think my time has been wasted. And it is all really just my fault. I mean, I didn't have to play this much. Don't get me wrong. Oh, you waste your time. It's a video game, of course. I'm like, no, if that's what you're here to say, just get out of here. So, MMOs are made to have a grind, to be ready to do whatever they throw at you. And then they add more content for you to do the same thing. You get crazy awesome and rare gear. Think like, I don't know if I'd consider Diablo 4 an MMO, but you get crazy, rare, awesome gear. You get it, you want to show it off. You fight awesome bosses. Look at Final Fantasy 14. I mean, I love Final Fantasy's franchise as a whole, so the boss fights in that are awesome. You do some quests, and you rinse and repeat. Call me crazy, but like I said, I like New World. I think it's actually an amazing game. I think it's a really good entry-level MMO, and no, it's probably good beyond that too. The replayability is extensive, mostly because they added the PvP section where, you know, you fight for territory, you can change taxes and stuff like that. And it actually is meaningful because you can get your own base, and based on how the taxes work, you can either get more storage or pay less in tax, or, you know, stuff like that. It feels like Bungie just adds mid-level content with mediocre rewards over and over again. I'm happy they add content, but it's never really anything new. Honestly, the seasons, it feels like Bungie just keeps taking one thing from the menagerie, like one event from the menagerie, and making it the main activity of every season. I think that's pretty garbage, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's because I played a lot of the menagerie and I got used to it, but I also think that's because menagerie was, you know, actually fun. I could mention that I think weapon crafting ruined the tiny MMO aspect that Destiny had, but that's an argument for another day. Menagerie was perfect, in my opinion. And like I said, I've played a lot, even recently. So now, every season, we get an activity or 2. We get those 6 players and those 3-player activities. And we get to unlock these weapons. There might be 1 or 2 good weapons a season, only because they happen to fit into the meta, but they never seem to define one. Maybe Austringer is a meta-defining weapon, but I think hand cannons were already pretty good, so Austringer just happened to fit in again. The rest are always, you know, trials and strike weapons, which I think is good. Don't get me wrong. But it would be great if all these seasonal weapons, we could at least compete with meta, or, you know, just fit in, not be useless like last season. I can't tell you a name of one weapon from last season to craft because I think they're all bad. And that's not anything new. There's multiple seasons where, at least in PvP, we don't get anything good. I don't really know much about PvE these days because I think PvE these days is really bad, but that's just my opinion. I think I have a lot of good reasoning for that opinion, though, so I'm not going to talk about it. That's not what this video is about. So now we have activities I've done better versions of, cough cough menagerie, and a pursuit of weapons I've never really wanted. So what else is there to do? Raids? Sure, they're fun for a few weeks, but we get 2 a year and one's always old. They add some stuff I want sometimes, like good armor and sometimes good weapons. Dungeons are the same but smaller. There's really no drive to be great at this game, and it seems like Bungie's been designing Destiny to favor the casual players, which on one hand is great. We want to have casual players, but that really takes away from the community who stayed with Destiny through thick and thin to get it to where it is today. And that's really my biggest issue. If Destiny was the same quality that it used to be, back when you'd actually see me playing PvE, which is currently not the case, I think I would have said my time wasn't wasted. I would have felt like, yeah, I spent all this time in the game, but I have all this cool gear that, you know, I can go in and do all these different PvE activities, and, you know, maybe there's gear that's crazy rarer than other gear. And that's never really been a thing Destiny has had, by the way, like crazy rare gear. Maybe the pursuit for Gallahorn was crazy in like Hawkmoon in year 1 of D1. But that's just not common anymore. It seems like rare exotics are only raid and dungeon exotics, and they're not that good. And even then, like, maybe it's just my RNG, but my first Val the Disciple, I got that raid exotic first try. Like, it kind of just ruined any kind of immersion. I wasn't excited. It seems like the decline of quality and the focus towards casual players ruined any chance of me saying my time was worth it. And that can always turn around for, you know, for the final shape. I don't know. I doubt it, though. I'm not quitting the game, by the way. I just want to mention that I'm only playing the bare minimum. I bought the deluxe edition of Lightfall. I owe it to myself to complete the battle pass to get all those ornaments, or, you know, get some crazy FOMO, whatever C tier plus weapons I want. So yeah, you know, that's my other thing. MMOs, I don't play many. I play Final Fantasy 14. I play New World. There is really no FOMO. There is no fear of missing out. Maybe on some like ornaments in New World, because really New World is just an ornament based. Like all the weapons are pretty much like always in the game. But like in Final Fantasy 14, they don't take stuff out of the game until years after, like a long time. Like if you didn't get it, that's kind of just your fault. If your new player didn't get it, they have like alternatives. There's never something that's crazy overpowered. And I'm not too far into that game. I could be totally wrong about that. I could be talking out my arse, but it doesn't appear that way. And from the people that get me to play that, from the people I watch on YouTube that talk about the game, it does not appear that way. In Destiny, if you want Austringer, you gotta freaking buy the battle pass, which is now $20. That's a whole other story. Grind out those red border things, and then wait for somebody to sell it so you can buy 5 of them and get the pattern for. And Austringer is a really good gun in its archetype of hand cannons. If you want something else, like any other legendary that you just can't get, well, you're screwed. Like the Rose hand cannon, which happens to be the literal best hand cannon, you are screwed. That's not MMO. That's not even towards casual players. Bungie just doesn't make sense anymore. But hey, that's Destiny. If you guys are new to the channel and like listening to me, you should subscribe. It's free for you and it helps me grow as a creator a ton. If you enjoyed today's topic and liked what I had to say, whether or not you agreed, just you should leave a like. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I've never scripted anything before, so this is a weird change for me. I did script this just to keep my thoughts collected. I would expect more content like this. I have a lot of free time at work to write script, so yeah, I'm probably just going to start doing that. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.